What's up, YouTube? It's your man Chris here. I'm going to walk through common online dating mistakes that you may or may not be aware of. We're rolling with this tonight. Admittedly, I have probably done a few of these mistakes, but I never lie in my profile. That's one thing that I can honestly say, and my pictures are completely up to date all the time. Anyway, let's get into this list, and this is good advice. It's kind of common sense, but we're going to roll through these ones one by one. Hope you find them informative. Let me know if you have any comments, tips, or whatever. Let's start. So number one is you got to be honest with your profile. So if you're signing up for Tinder or Bumble or Hinge or whatever the hell you're going, make sure you fill out your age properly, what you're looking for. And a lot of the profiles that I've seen, a common one is a woman will list her profile. It'll say age 50, which is fine because I think my max age I'm looking for is 51. And then when you read her freaking profile down below, it says, oh yeah, I'm actually 68 or 60, and they don't know how to change it, which is complete bullshit. I don't want to date someone that's considerably older than my desired range. I think it's being, not truthful, lying. Why would I want to date somebody that starts off with a complete lie like that? And I'm not interested in getting with someone that like that. It's not going to work. Another common mistake is not knowing what you want. And this can happen if you sign up. I know with Bumble, you have choices of what you're looking for. One is a relationship, one is casual, the other is not sure, and the other is, BFF or best friends, something like that. Know what you want. So if you're looking for one night stands, ONSs, quick in and outs, be truthful and put it in your profile. Now, you're going to have a tough time finding women that are going to take you up on this because a lot of them see it as very risky. It's understandable. Personally, I'm not into one-night stands or FWBs, friends with benefits. Just doesn't work. For me, I have to form that emotional connection to have sex with somebody. But, for some people that are just looking to get their rocks off and, have that casual thing going, then put it in your profile. Don't put up you want a relationship and then you match with somebody and they're like, oh yeah, well, I'm just here to get casual. Like, don't waste my fucking time. Don't waste women's time. They will not like you. Guaranteed they'll unmatch you or block you. The next tip that I'm going to give you is something that I actually am guilty of, is asking the right questions. Now, when I was in the scene of dating 20 years ago, my go-to method was go to the bar, find an attractive, pretty woman, ask her to dance, buy her a drink, give her your number, or ask for her number. Either way works. That's it. And then if we talk later on, we can set up a date and go out. Now with online dating, it's quite more tricky because the women are getting tons of action from people on all these platforms, and you kind of got to stand out against the crowd. And one of the things you can do is ask the right questions. So if you have a dating profile and you're looking for a man, but you don't want kids, be sure to ask, do you have any children? And that could quickly weed them out. It's better than taking someone on 3 or 4 dates and saying, oh, I got to take the kids over on this weekend, and that person's like, I'm fucking out of here. Just get that out of the way. You'll save a lot of people time and effort, and you won't hurt anybody's feelings. Just be honest. Be honest. Another thing that people make mistakes with is they don't read the profiles. You go through and you see these pictures and you're swiping away and you're going through and you may even look at their Instagram photos or whatever the hell they have, but you don't take the time to actually read what they wrote. And you can find some very good information here about what that person's looking for, what kind of person they are, what their likes and dislikes are. You know, maybe they have pictures of their friends or family or even their children. You never know. This can actually help you filter out people that may not be a perfect match for you. It's very easy to just keep swiping blind on people and just go with it. And that's a really huge mistake. Read the profile, understand what they're looking for. Do they match up with what you're looking for? If they do, then, you know, right swipe, send a message if you can, and then go from there. Another mistake that I'm guilty of is not meeting the people soon enough. You don't want to become pen pals with these people. I would say when you're online dating, probably on the third or fourth message you've exchanged, say, hey, I'm free Friday at 6. Why don't we meet up for a coffee or drink? Just set the date and see if they bite for it. And if they don't, ask if they have another time. And if they're not interested, see you later. It's really just a numbers game. You gotta run through a lot of profiles before you find that match that's gonna, you know, be good for you. So don't be afraid to ask questions sooner. This is something that I'm actively working on. In fact, when I activate my Bumble account on the 1st of April, I'm gonna really work hard on this. I used to be really shy back in the day, but you know, I'm not really that shy anymore. Probably am. But get the questions out there. Meet as fast as you can. Like, I'm not saying after the second message, just you don't want to get into a situation where you're a fucking pen pal for the next 2 or 3 weeks and it's going nowhere. It's a waste of time for both people. Get a date, get it set, go meet, and then see if you guys click. And if you don't, you know, on to the next. And if you do, you know, maybe have another date if that's in the cards. Another mistake that people often make, and this is for men, is if you're swiping right on every goddamn profile that you come in, regardless of the picture or no picture or who they are, that's a huge mistake, because what happens is apps like Tinder and, you know, the other ones will actually drive your profile down to the bottom of the list because you're accepting all these people, not filtering. Your index of rating within this system will actually show you less to those people. Now, it may seem like a great idea because you're swiping right and maybe you'll get lucky in some of these, but really, do you really want to meet somebody that's significantly overweight, quite frankly not very pretty, doesn't really have your same goals and lifestyle? No. You're going to just end up rejecting them anyway. So I would just fucking get it over with. Don't even bother. Like, be selective. Read the profiles. Look at what you're getting. Don't be afraid to reject. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I cranked through on Tinder. You know, yes, they were pretty. Yes, they were, you know, they had good profiles, but no, they weren't my desired age range. No, I'm not going to date a goddamn 18-year-old who doesn't know what they're doing in life. I'm 50-fucking-1. So for me, that's not exactly what I'm looking for. So I suggest be selective. Now, I'm not going to say you be too selective, because that can actually work in your disadvantage. So if you have these tight filters like, oh, I need someone that works out a lot, that has no kids, doesn't own any pets, you know, loves to travel, is 6'6". You know how many people are above 6 feet in the world? It's a really small percentage. So don't get locked up on all these desirable traits, because quite honestly, I've met a lot of assholes that are 6 foot and taller. And I've met a lot of nice people that are actually, you know, 5'7", even shorter. Another thing that people actually encounter, and I've had this too, is when you're swiping through these apps, it's easy to get lost in the weeds and you give up on the app too soon. I would suggest that anybody that is using these apps to limit your use to about no more than 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week. Because what happens is these apps are really built on a positive feedback loop, and the illusion of limitless choice. What I mean is, with these notifications that you get of people liking you, the match sounds that you get, the message sounds that you get, these all are positive reinforcements that actually will drive you to go back to this app over and over and over. And I found this was happening to me when I first started using Tinder. It's quite addictive. Now, they don't tell you that when you start using these fucking apps, but I found myself checking my phone far too often, looking at notifications. My advice is, 1, turn off notifications on these apps immediately. Turn off location tracking for these apps. Only turn it on when you use them. 3, use these apps sparingly. And 4, don't give up. You got to keep at it. It's all a numbers game. Eventually, you're going to find something nice. You just got to keep hammering through and persevere. Don't give up. I would suggest staying away from shitty apps like Plenty of Fish. It's just garbage. I've heard of other people complaining about Match or eHarmony being a big scam. Who knows? Remember, though, that a lot of the paid apps will try to bait you with likes. Tinder is notoriously bad for this, and if you're not a Tinder Gold or Plus or Platinum user, you'll get all these mysterious likes from people all of a sudden, and then you'll get these pop-ups coming on your profile saying, hey, you should subscribe to Tinder Gold. Well, guess what? All these people that are liking you are probably thousands of miles away in Ghana or the Philippines or Thailand or somewhere like that. Due to the pandemic, it's a cold chance in hell that you're ever going to meet these people. And really, how much in common do you have with these people that live across 10,000 kilometers away? Do you really want to go that far? I don't. Maybe it's for you. But don't get tricked and fooled by these apps that, when you first join up, you're going to get all these likes. It's just the way their algorithm works. They push you up to the top when you first join, and it's bullshit. You have to actually keep it in check. Another thing that people often do is, they don't take proper breaks from the app and just, hide the profile for a while. So if you have like Tinder Gold or whatever, you can hide your profile from people temporarily. I suggest doing that when you're having a low point in your life and you're, to be quite honest, when using these dating apps, it's quite demoralizing because, you'll match with somebody and you'll chat and they'll just ghost you or they'll just unmatch you, which is perfectly fine. I mean, I don't give a fuck. No fucks given from here, but it's just a waste of time. For your own mental health, I would suggest you keep it in check and just not invest a lot of personal time and emotional weight in the people that you talk to online, because 1, you haven't met them. 2, anything that you say to them on text could be a fucking catfisher or someone that's like 300 pounds, not who they say they are. Someone that's actually just using it for validation, where they're just getting the likes and saying, oh, that's kind of cool that he liked me. Whatever. It happens. That's human nature. You never know. But I would also hold off on buying anything on those paid apps. Like, you can spend hundreds of dollars like I did on Tinder and not get anywhere. I think in my case, it was more of I wasn't really ready to date yet with the loss of my wife. Rest in peace, Teresa. But that's my situation, but yours may be different. It's really difficult to get connections online because you have to stand out a lot. And if you're not unique and if you don't have a ripped body and stuff like that, I fucking work out. I work out 6 days a week. Doesn't mean I'm going to get unlimited matches or even get a date. In fact, I saw one post on the internet that mentioned on Tinder, it takes 3,000 fucking swipes before you get an ass sitting in front of you in the chair in person. So that's life. So yeah, these are my tips that I'm going to try even to follow myself. Admittedly, they're not easy, but hang in there. You'll find something eventually. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed.